Hey guys, Monet again, and it's day 2 of the video challenge. Thank you so much for tuning in again. I'm so glad you're back, and I'm so glad to be back. And today's topic is tell your story. Go figure, because I just told you one of my intentions was to get my story clear and concise, and I didn't even have time to think about it yet. But that's okay. We're going to work this out together. It's going to be a work together. We're going to work this out. So, telling my story. I am originally from New Rochelle, New York, which is a pretty decent-sized city in a suburb of New York City, really close to the Bronx. And my upbringing was pretty normal. You know, I had both my parents at home, and I'm very blessed and grateful for that. I have one younger sister, and you know, I was a cheerleader in high school. You know, I went to college and, you know, came out in 4 years, got a degree in marketing. Shout out to Hampton University. Woo woo. So, you know, I had a pretty normal life, I guess. You know, I don't have any major tragedy that happened to me. Got married, had 2 children. I have a boy and a girl. And I have to say, after I got out of school, I really I had a lot of aspirations. Because I knew and I believed at a young age that I had a great calling on my life. I sensed it. I knew it. I didn't really know all about really what a calling was. And I always used to joke when I was a child, because when I learned in school that I was actually born on Martin Luther King's birthday, because we celebrated on that Monday, but his actual birthday, for those of you who don't know, is January 15th, which is actually my birthday. And so when I found that out, I used to joke about how I had big shoes to fill. And, you know, as a child, you just say these things, you don't really know what you're saying, but I really always spoke that over my life. I always said, you know, I have really big shoes to fill. And I've always felt like there's something special that I'm supposed to do. And I have actually been blessed to be able to know what my passions are. I'm very passionate about, you know, visual things like, you know, graphics and design and those sorts of things. I'm very, very passionate about that. Very passionate about entertaining and, you know, like event design and event planning and different things like that. Very, very into cooking and wanting to make, you know, the most beautiful plates and baked goods and that sort of thing. So I am a very creative person, and I do, you know, and know the things that I'm passionate about and I enjoy, which I'm very grateful for, because a lot of people don't ever really figure out what they're passionate about and go through life the whole way and never figure it out. So at a young age, I'm glad to say that I do know what I'm passionate about. So because I knew this, you know, after working in corporate America for a few years, after college, I decided, when I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, I decided, hey, you know, I want to be at home with her. I want to make my own schedule. I don't want to be tied to a desk. I don't want to send her to daycare. And my husband and I sat down, we had a conversation, and we talked about it. And, you know, we decided we were going to make that sacrifice. And in addition to that, I shared with him that I really, really wanted, with all of my heart, to pursue event planning and start my own event planning company, which I did. And, you know, having a marketing degree undergrad, I'm thinking, I got this marketing piece down. I don't need any help with that. That's what I went to school for. But that was the one thing that I was really lacking in my business. I put a lot of money into my business and I didn't see a lot of return. I just, you know, kind of stayed afloat for a while. And I really enjoyed what I did, but a lot of business owners, unfortunately, they get involved in the business and they're passionate about what the business does and know nothing about the back end, the finance, the accounting, the HR, all of that stuff. Clueless, right? So I say all that to say that my business wasn't as successful. Then I had other business opportunities, network marketing opportunities that I got involved in. Some simultaneously of having my own business, and then some were at different times when I was working in corporate America, and then even after that. And I was a realtor for a little while. So I had all these different ventures that I had done in a short span of time, and nothing was as successful as I wanted it to be. Now, I didn't realize that I had been really, really hard on myself about it. I didn't realize that I had internalized this spirit of failure, and I had just really felt like I am a failure. And I really was beating myself up over it, got really, really depressed about it, didn't realize it. And when I had my son, 2 years after having my daughter, my mom came to me and she was like, hey, I think you might be experiencing postpartum depression. And I said, lady, you're nuts. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. I love my children. I love my life. What are you talking about? And if I fast forward a little bit and I tell you about getting plugged into the Superwomen group, which is the group that is spearheading this challenge, once I started becoming self-aware, once I became aware of where my mind was focused, once I became aware of things that I had allowed to affect me in my life, I realized, looking back at that time, that I actually was depressed. And my mom was right. Yet it wasn't due to pregnancy. It was due to life and things that I had experienced and things that I had internalized. And my gosh, looking back on the other side from there, how grateful am I that I got involved in this group, the Superwoman group, and got involved in this community of people who do nothing but give and give and give and show you how to be the best you that you can be. Now, I'm a Christian, and I grew up Catholic, yet I go to a non-denominational church now. And I'm so grateful for my church and my pastor, and I have learned so much there. And some of these principles that I've learned from the Bible and learned from my pastor just got taken to another level when I became a part of this community. Because I really, for some reason, was walking around in like this fog and was not even aware that I was depressed, was not even aware that I had been beating myself up, was not even aware that I had actually decided that I was a failure. I didn't even realize it. So I say this to say that if you are maybe thinking that, hope is gone and things are over and, I tried this and I tried that and nothing worked for me, I'm here to say that there is light at the end of the tunnel. There is. There absolutely is light at the end of the tunnel. And just because you may have experienced failure time and time again, what I've discovered is some of the failure that you have experienced in life is absolutely on purpose because it's teaching you something. It's strengthening you. It's putting something in you that will help take you to the next level, which is success. So if you got to fail a million times, guess what? All of that failure is amazing because it's getting you closer to success. So this is Monet with the Revolution Formula, where you plus me plus dedication equals success. So glad you tuned in to day 2. See you day 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. Remember, Jesus loves you, and so do I. Peace.